When it comes to ASTRAEOS, caves play an essential role in building or just exploring the map, which is why I've created my top 10 best caves on ASTRAEOS Part 1. Coming at number 10, this can be found at 12.4 latitude and 45.7 longitude, and then there it is on the map. Now this can be found over in the little wyvern scar area, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not totally sure what this cave is going to be, if it's going to be a wyvern scar or if it's just a nice cave. So yes, this map is not 100% finished. Also, a little epilepsy warning on this cave. It's kind of messed up. I can't fix it. I tried to fix it. It's a little bit broken right now. So yeah, anyways, this map is not fully finished, which is why I'm showing you this video and I'm making a part 1. So the part 2 will have the finished caves. It'll have a lot more caves. So yeah, that's kind of why I did this video, just to kind of inform you guys on what there's, what caves are going to be what. But yeah, this first cave is pretty nice. It's overall pretty big. But the reason why it's at number 10 is because I don't truly know if this is a wyvern scar or just honestly what this thing is. This video is sponsored by Mitra 9. Mitra 9 is a kava and kratom seltzer company which provides an alternative to alcohol. These drinks give you a high but without the impairment. They have a ton of great flavors, my favorite being tropical. Simply go to mitra9.com and use my code OUTCAST and you will get 25% off your entire order. If you're looking for a great alternative to coffee or just a way to get you going in the morning, Mitra is definitely the way to go. Now, back to the video. Coming in number 9, this can be found at 57.5 latitude and 14.9 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now, this can be found directly on one of the actual main spawn points on the beach right here. Now this cave is kind of a little like overpass cave, meaning there's really nothing too crazy here. It's a nice little hidden cave, for maybe a PvE server, but on PvP, highly would not recommend really building here. And plus it does have 2 entrances, which is a little bit of a downside with this one. Coming at number 8, this can be found at 14.3 latitude and 17.0 longitude, and then there it is on the map. Now this one is not fully available yet. It's hidden behind a wall, and it's hidden for a pretty big reason. This cave is not even close to being finished yet, but from what I can see with this layout, this might be the best cave on this map. Again, I'm going to update this video, and there's going to be a part 2 when this video is, when the map is completely out. But yeah, this cave's absolutely enormous. It's not fully done. But yeah, I'm kind of speeding up some portions just because this thing's absolutely massive. But it does look like it has a second entrance, which is a bit of a downside. Overall, it is a pretty decent cave, and it's going to be really good when it's done. Coming at number 7, this can be found at 80.6 latitude and 30.4 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found on its own little island. I do like this one a lot, but for the PvP side of things, it's really not a good cave. So it's a nice little PvE, base spot if you're really looking to build in here and looking to build a little bit more like secluded, but having the water go up to these main entrances is what makes this thing pretty weak, so you can easily just raft raid an entire base. But yeah, overall it's not a bad little base spot. Coming at number 6, this can be found at 68.5 latitude and 14.4 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this can be found underwater, and this spot is actually pretty decent. However, this one isn't completely done, so I'm not sure if they're going to keep it going in the back or what they're going to do. This has one pretty big entrance here, so defending it is going to be a little bit tricky to do, but you overall have a lot of room in this cave. I mean, this thing spans for a very, very long time, but overall, I like it. It seems to be pretty good, but it does look like there might be a second entrance on here, which you'll see here in a minute. I'm kind of speeding some stuff up. So yeah, that looks like a second entrance to me. But it's not complete, and there is a barrier on this little area, so who knows what's going to happen with this one. Coming at number 5, this can be found at 37.7 latitude and 17.3 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this one can be found not like middle of the map, but pretty high up in these little areas. Just look for that giant obelisk thing right there. Well, not obelisk, but you know what I mean. This cave is, I'll just say, interesting. It's not like your traditional cave. It still is a pretty nice cave, though. I mean, you have a lot of room in here. It is very aesthetically pleasing. So for the PvE side of things, it is not a bad cave, honestly, at all. It does have 2 entrances, which is a bit of a downside for PvP. So, I mean, you can build in here on PvP. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be pretty tricky to figure out how to defend it, though. Coming at number 4, this can be found at 4.4 latitude and 16.5 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found over at the very top of the map in this darker region, I guess you want to call it that. I don't fully know the name of all the regions yet. But yeah, here's your main entrance. Now I don't know what's up with this guy in building caves, but he likes to always put 2 entrances in pretty much every single cave, which really does downgrade these caves a lot. So unfortunately, this one would be crazy, but since it has 2 main entrances, it's just not that great. So it's really cool looking. I like the idea of the cave. But like, come on, man, like stop putting 2 entrances. That's what makes these caves pretty much unlivable because you have to defend 2 different sides. I guess the upside of it is that you can have your 100 turret limit on one entrance and then another 100 turret limit on the other one. So I mean, overall, it's not a horrible cave. Coming at number 3, this can be found at 29.8 latitude and 9.2 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this can be found kind of over on the side of the map, on like one of the little cliff sides. Now this is actually a pretty decent cave. It is your artifact cave, but you have a lot of room to work with in here. A little bit of a downside is it does have only one entrance, but there's 2 different pathways when you first walk in. You can go straight, which is that little walkway, or you can go right. I don't show the right side because it's just kind of a big circle, so it all goes to the same spot. But I mean, it is a bit of a downgrade when you're trying to defend it, but I mean, you can work with it. So yeah, overall you have a lot of room in here. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's one of my favorite caves so far that I found. So yeah, overall, not a bad cave at all. Coming at number 2, this can be found at 24.4 latitude and 22.9 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this is a pretty decent underwater cave. It can be found in the giant, the ravine opening thing, whatever the thing is called. It's basically because the entire ocean's kind of flat, and there's just a giant opening. But yeah, that can be found in there. So upon entering, so you have a good size entrance, so you can build a lot of, either a nice turret wall or just a bunch of spam turrets. You have a lot of room for that. Now upon entering, it does kind of go straight up and opens up into this pretty big, overall pretty open cave. So you can fit a ton of stuff in here. There's just not a lot of land to really build on, so you're gonna have to build on the water kind of in the way. So yeah, overall it's not a bad cave. It's more of like an artifact cave though, so it's nothing too crazy. But I do like this cave a lot, and it is pretty decent for a PvP spot. Coming at number 1.5, this can be found at 24.9 latitude and 15.8 longitude, and then there it is on the map. Now yes, 1.5 might sound weird, but I had 2 for number 1, so I just decided to go ahead and just throw them both in. Otherwise, it kind of would have been a little weird. So yeah, here's this one. It is a pretty decent one. It's really not that bad. So I'm putting a on land one and then a one that's under the water, which you'll see right after this. This one is pretty good. It has a lot of room in here. A pretty nice little entrance, and if you can defend it pretty well, this overall is going to be a pretty decent spot to live in. So yeah, not a bad spot at all. Coming at number 1, this can be found at 62.8 latitude and 43.2 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this can be found in the giant underwater, just depth, just a big hole in the water. This entrance is absolutely massive, which is a bit of a downside for defense. Defending it is going to be pretty tricky with the 100 turret limit. If you're on a higher limit than 100 turrets, it should be pretty easy. Now inside you have a ton of room with a ton of flat land. There is a little bit of a downside though. Right here in the middle you have these kind of ruins that kind of just get in the way, but it still is pretty cool. So yeah, honestly, one of the best spots that I've honestly seen on any ARK map, because it's completely underwater, meaning it's going to be pretty difficult to raid, but it does have a big entrance. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new and hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.